So Tottenham look set to make their first signing of the transfer window with Pierluigi Gollini coming in as, I assume, their number 2 goalkeeper to back up Hugo Lloris before his contract runs out. And it seems like an interesting move. It feels very much similar to Pau Lopez a few years back when Tottenham loaned him in and then he kind of just left. And obviously there's a buy option, which is relatively low. But it's interesting that this is the first move they've made, purely because it feels like the least priority. Like, I know Hugo Lloris gets a lot of criticism from Tottenham fans, but if you look at post-shot expected goals for goalkeepers last season, he had the 5th best in the Premier League, and obviously luck is involved in this as well, but it shows he had a pretty good season. He's above some really good goalkeepers, Edouard Mendy, Edison, Bernd Leno. He was above all these guys last season, and it wasn't just, that's like a shot stopping statistic, right? But in terms of his passes and how many he's launching, kind of mid-table, but a lot of that's down to Mourinho. And in terms of the one issue of Hugo Lloris is not a commanding goalkeeper, right? In terms of stopping crosses, 4.9%, that's really bad. And you could say that's a stylistic thing, but that's kind of been Lloris's issue his whole time in the Prem. He's not really a commanding goalkeeper. And regarding Gollini, obviously Atalanta had an amazing defence last season. Based on expected goals against, they're the 2nd best in the league. But they got really unlucky. They conceded 47, but they should have conceded 39. And a lot of the time that's down to having either a bad goalkeeper or a really ropey centre-back that's letting you down. And with Gollini, if you look at his post-shot XG, he's the 26th worst in Serie A, minus 0.3. And look, this could just be him being really unlucky. I'm not saying it means he's a terrible goalkeeper. If you look at the Premier League one, that's just a very similar number to David De Gea, for example. And David De Gea is obviously not a bad goalkeeper, right? But it's kind of a bit worrying. Obviously, it's not screaming that he's an incredible shot stopper, like some of the other goalkeepers in Serie A last season. And that's way less than Hugo Lloris's was 5. So he's not an obvious upgrade on Hugo Lloris in terms of a shot stopper. In terms of launching balls, 34 compared to Hugo Lloris's 46. So he's clearly a better on the ball goalkeeper, or at least he plays it on the ground a bit more, right? He's a more pass out of the back goalkeeper. Again, that could be down to club, of course. Atalanta are more of a ball playing side than Mourinho's Tottenham, but it shows he's probably a better, younger on the ball goalkeeper, right? In terms of stopping crosses, again, quite low, 5.2%, which is it's better than Hugo Lloris, but it's very similar. So to me, look, this is very low risk. If he's terrible, Nuno will play him. Nuno always plays the backup goalkeeper in cup games, so he will get regular minutes in the Conference League and in the cup competitions. And it will give Tottenham a good sample size to see if his numbers transfer over. It's pretty low fee. It's low risk, so I don't really have an issue with this. But he's not an incredible shot stopper, and he does have things that he needs to work on. But maybe long term, he could be a good replacement for Hugo Lloris, because Hugo Lloris has probably been the best goalkeeper in the Premier League over the last decade. But let me know what you think of Gollini in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and peace.